up, guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Carly and I like to talk about personal finance and fun and exciting ways to make and invest your money. Today I'm going to be talking about a very exciting thing, and that is, well, money. The basics of this video is I'm going to be talking about the 4% rule. This is basically a rule set aside for how much money you need to have set aside in order to live off of your investments. Before I get too deep into this video, I just want to thank you guys so much for checking this channel out. I'm brand new to YouTube. A great way to support new YouTubers like me and content creators is to hit that like button down below and to hit the subscribe button. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and start the video. So the 4% rule is how much money you need to have set aside in order to live off of your investments. There are a lot of different ways in order to invest your money to live off the interest that it has. Examples could be real estate, the stock market, or owning a business that passively runs itself without you having to be there. I just want to go ahead and start off with a quick disclaimer that this is a very extreme situation and it takes a lot of hard work. However, it is very possible. This is not some sort of commercial or advertisement. I'm not trying to sell you some sort of course. This isn't a late night hour commercial. You'd like to make unlimited money, call 1-800-6. Just kidding. This is a real deal that a lot of people have actually done themselves and retired by as early as 30 years old, sometimes earlier. So whenever it comes to real estate, you can do many things. You can make money off of rental properties. Some people like to buy good fixer-uppers that require a lot of maintenance work, or even minimal cosmetic work like fixing the kitchen and making some bathrooms look great. Another way you can make is through a business. Now, this is a very tricky method. Whenever it comes to making a passively owned business, this means that initially you are putting a lot of hard work, and I talk a lot more about this in my video Passive Income 101. If you want to get a better knowledge of how to start up a passively owned business, check out either Passive Income 101 or my video about how I started my first business at 17. But the main topic of this video is the stock market. Now, in the stock market, there are so many different ways that you can make interest. You could start a dividend portfolio where you are investing in different companies that have a dividend payout rate every single month or annually, quarterly, whatever their pay rate is. They pay you a small portion of their profit, and that can really add up with the amount that you have in your dividend portfolio. Another way you can do this is by investing in index funds. For those of you that aren't familiar with what index funds are basically single stock that's a conglomeration of a bunch of different stocks. For example, like the S&P 500, Guard stock, VOO. These stocks are conglomerations of a bunch of different other stocks. There are real estate index funds that basically have a ton of different real estate publicly traded stocks that are in this. So that's a good way to diversify your portfolio because you're not just investing in one thing, but you're investing in a ton of things. In fact, you can buy the entire stock market for just about $76.51. Now, what I love best about index funds is that because it's a conglomeration of a bunch of different stocks and your portfolio is completely diversified, this gives you a better chance of making income versus picking the stocks yourself. Has provenly been less effective than just investing in index funds alone. This is considered the Warren Buffett method. So basically, whenever it comes down to living off of your investments, this is going to take a couple rules. Rule number one is that you need to be as frugal as humanly possible. You need to spend as little money as you possibly can. The less you spend, the more you're going to be able to save, the more you're going to be able to invest, and the happier you are going to be whenever you don't have to listen to that boss. Ideally, you're going to want to save about 50 to 70% of your income, because the golden rule is basically you want 30 times whatever your annual expenses are. So if you're spending $20,000, you're gonna want about $600,000 set aside in your investments in order to live off that investment. Now, if you're a high roller and you're living off $100,000 every single year, you're gonna want about $3 million set aside in your investments in order to live off of those investments and keep up the lifestyle you're currently living of spending $100,000 annually. Now, you may hear that and be like,
oh wow, $3 million, no big deal. Got it in the drawer right over there. Let me go get it.
Maybe thinking, Carly, you're crazy. How am I going to come up with $3 million? Let me know whenever you find out. Whenever it comes to investing, it's a great idea to have everything passively going into your account. God, I love the word passive. Passive income, passive anything, passive saving. Automate your savings. Have money just going into your account to be invested, to be reinvested. Automate these things so that way you don't even have to think about it. You're continuously paying yourself first instead of receiving your paycheck, going out and spending stuff and be like,
Okay, well, I have $2 left. What should I do with it?
you want to pay yourself first before ever making a purchase on anything else. Whenever I say paying yourself, I mean saving, setting that money aside that you're designating to yourself. Really, really think about saving and investing as paying yourself. This is money that you're setting aside, that you're saying this is for you. This is not money that you're going to hand over to somebody else to have in exchange for that new Supreme hoodie that is the cost of your entire paycheck. Typically, the stock market brings back about 8 to 10% a year. So hypothetically, if you're only spending 4% of what you're making from that, you should never touch the principal, aka unlimited money. For a very extreme example, let's assume that you are making minimum wage. Now, where I live, minimum wage is $8.50 an hour. So annually, that's going to be $16,320 a year. Now you want to save 50 to 70% of that. So let's assume you're saving 70%. Again, we're doing an extreme example here. That would mean that you are saving $11,424 a year and only spending about $5,000 a year for the remaining 30%. That would be about $408 a month. That would be extremely frugal. And if any of you out there are doing that, wow, round of applause. This is assuming that this person right here has no pre-existing debt, no student loans or anything like that, but is living off of $408 a month. This person ideally would need about $489,000 in order to continuously live the lifestyle of $16,320 a year without touching the principal. This would take them about 42 years to achieve that full amount, assuming that they're not investing what they're saving or anything like that. Now, I know you guys are watching this like,
42 years? Oh my God, you want us to work until we die?
that's not the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is that it's absolutely possible, regardless of what income status that you are. It just comes down to being frugal, being able to know how much you spend a year, what you can cut out in order to be as frugal as humanly possible, saving about 50 to 70% of your income and investing that so that way you can live off of the interest and never touch the principal and ideally have unlimited money because you'd never run out of the principal amount. It's going to take much more time, but it is possible in a certain amount of time. So if you make more and you have less debt, of course it's going to take you less time in order to achieve that point of passive income. But there you guys have it. The whole idea of having unlimited money is to save up a massive principal lump sum in order to live off of the interest, so that way the interest or the rental income or the income you're getting from your passive income is paying for your annual expenses without you having to lift a finger. And that's the end goal. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I hope you guys took something from this video. If you did, please leave a comment and let me know. Let me know what some of your guys' financial goals are in the comments down below. And I'll catch you on the next one. High five. Good girl.